Hello and welcome back to my channel, Balkan Aesthetics. In today's video, I'd like to discuss why the term seeing is believing doesn't make any sense. So, one of the reasons why that phrase seeing is believing doesn't make any sense is because when you see something, right, there's no longer any belief involved, okay? You no longer believe, you know, right? Seeing is knowing, not believing, right? It only counts as belief if you haven't seen it, but you trust that it exists, okay? So let me put it into an example. Say you have a friend, right, that you trust, that you've been friends with for years, right? And they tell you a story, something crazy that happened to them, the other day, the other week, whenever, right? If you are the type of person who says seeing is believing, okay? If you subscribe to that type of logic, right? That means when your best friend tells you a story, right? You should say to your best friend, sorry, I don't believe you. And your friend's gonna ask you why. And you should tell your friend, because I wasn't there. I only believe it when I see it, right? So you can use that example for pretty much anything, right? Anytime someone tells you something, you should tell them, well, I wasn't there, so I don't believe you. So when you circle back to that phrase, seeing is believing, you can see how moronic it is. Because to admit that that phrase has real value is to say that you shouldn't believe anything anybody tells you unless you've seen it firsthand, right? So the reason why people use that saying, seeing is believing, is because they trust the people who tell them something and they believe them when they're told, okay? But they don't really see it for themselves. They just believe the person enough who's telling them, and they find it to be the truth. So yeah, that phrase, seeing is believing, really doesn't make much sense at all when you put it in perspective. Instead, you should say seeing is knowing, right? There's no longer belief involved. Yeah. I'm just trying to think right now about anything else that I want to add to this video. I'm not used to filming while I'm driving, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything I'm missing. Oh yeah, here's one thing I can add. That phrase, seeing is believing, that's what a lot of people are going to use in the end times, right? To justify believing what someone says, right? They're always looking for signs and wonders. They don't believe what you have to say unless they see something, unless they are able to view a miracle or something interesting that you do in order to believe you, right? Yeah. But yeah, just to recap, the main point of this video is anybody who tells you seeing is believing doesn't know what they're talking about. And if they truly believe in that, then you should tell them you shouldn't believe anything anybody tells you, because you have to have been there yourself to actually believe it. And say to them, your philosophy should be seeing is knowing, not seeing is believing. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say for now about this. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, please go ahead. If you want to put any comment down for something I should talk about in a future video, please do so. And as always, all glory to Christ. You know, we do our work for Him and Him alone because we are a reflection of His glory. And yeah, hope you all have a good rest of your weekend or weekend to come. And I'll see you in the next video.